Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening. Welcome to News Around the World on Akojopo 88.7 FM Ibadan, the most listened to radio station. I am Rola Yusuf. The headlines: dermatologists stress a daily cleaning of prone areas to prevent infection. Makinde vows to safely rescue abducted Oyo students, teachers. Party Accord in Osun State launches re-election campaign for Governor Adeleke. Starmer vows new sanctions on Russia and nuclear energy support for Ukraine. Congo Senate adopts a bill that could lead to new term for president. Williams sisters receive Wimbledon doubles wildcard. And now the details. Dermatologists and some specialist doctors has emphasized that the prone areas are the most critical body parts to wash daily. These areas of the body most times save spaces for bacteria, which can lead to body odor and skin irritation if not washed daily and properly. Agidigbo FM News correspondent Adekunle Adefeha reports on a personal hygiene routine, which is often overlooked by many. Here's the report.
Dermatologists generally suggest that taking a full body shower by washing prone areas or bathe 2 to 3 times a day should be sufficient for most adults. Skin and health experts urge people to do a quick and soap-free rinse on the day they do not wash their whole body, while still giving the private areas a proper daily wash. It's important we wash our body's prone or sensitive areas like crown, armpits, under the breast, abdomen fold, and between toes every day to prevent fungal rashes. This area can trap sweat, moisture, and bacteria, which can lead to body odor and skin irritation if not washed daily or properly. Speaking with Agidigbo FM News, Mrs. Blessing shared her opinion on daily washing of her prone areas like the breast, armpits, and other parts.
So as a lady, you must bathe at least 3 times in a day. And so you must always learn to wash your undies and change them every day. As a lady, when you're on your monthly period, like monthly flow, you must learn an extra cleanness in your monthly flow. At least bathe often and change your parts often to avoid foul smell.
However, in another interview, Ms. Cynthia said taking a shower and washing her prone areas every day is a matter of personal hygiene.
You need to wash your armpits, you need to take care of your private parts, some of your parts from your body. You need to, because it's very important to us.
Dermatologists, Mrs. Tinola, and some doctors emphasize that the underarms, crown, breast, and feet are the most critical body parts to wash daily.
Whenever I'm taking my bath, I make sure I use my sponge to wash underneath my nails. At least I have a little long nails. Then I wash my armpits very well. Every 2 weeks I shave it. My feet, in between the fingers, I make sure I wash it, and my private part, I wash it with ordinary water. Then when I'm washing my underneath my breast, I wash it and I rinse it several times so that not to harbor any dirty and to avoid any foul smell.
Health experts therefore advise that while full body bathing routine may vary from person to person, special attention should be given to washing prone areas of the body daily. Maintaining proper hygiene in these sensitive areas help prevent body odor, skin irritation, fungal infection, and other health complications associated with the build-up of sweat, moisture, and bacteria. Adekunle Adefeha, Agidigbo FM News.
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has assured residents that the abducted school children and teachers in the state will be rescued, saying the government is doing everything possible to secure their release. Makinde gave the assurance while addressing social media influencer Very Dark Man and other protesters at the Oyo State Government House in a video circulating today, noting that he was personally distressed by the abduction and that the victims, who include the nursery and primary school pupils, had been in captivity for over a month. The governor explained that he could not disclose details of the ongoing security operation due to its sensitive nature, but stressed that efforts were being made to ensure the safe return of the victims, but assured the residents that every effort was being made to avoid casualties during the rescue mission. The governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has today played host to a European Union delegation led by Ambassador Gautier Amigna, the European Union ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS at his private residence in Ibadan. The meeting, which centered on collaboration between Oyo State and the EU for agricultural development, education, and the fight against gender-based violence, had in attendance Professor Leila Ben Amo Matthew, Head of Section for Human Development at the European Union in Nigeria, Dr. Debo Akonde, Executive Advisor on Agribusiness and International Cooperation to Oyo State Governor, and Reverend Idowu Ogedengbe, Executive Assistant on Administration. The governor later went into a private session with Ambassador Mignon and addressed journalists after the meeting. The team lead, who noted that it was his first time in the state, said the parties discussed agricultural development and climate change at length with a view to strengthening Oyo State's profile as a critical food basket of the country. As the August gubernatorial elections draws closer in Osun State, the party Accord and the state has launched its re-election campaign for the sitting governor, Governor Ademola Adeleke. As the state is painted yellow by thousands of campaigners, it is evident that support for Governor Adeleke stands strong. Praising the event will party stakeholders, the campees, and other citizens of the state. Agidigbo FM News correspondents Abiodun Oloyede and Zainab Wahab reports in details. Abiodun Oloyede brings the reports.
Supporters, party members, and political stakeholders gathered in large numbers today at Freedom Park, Osogbo, for the official launch of Governor Ademola Adeleke's re-election campaign governorship election in Osun State. The event attracted a massive crowd as residents from different parts of the state turned out massively to show their support. The atmosphere was lively with music, dancing, and chants from supporters, who described the occasion as a significant moment in the state's political journey. Several prominent personalities were in attendance, including the media entrepreneur and politician Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat, as well as the national chairman of the Accord Party, Barrister Maxwell Ngbudem. Speaking with Agidigbo FM News, His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke reaffirmed his commitment to the people of Osun State, assuring them that they will surely enjoy the dividend of democracy.
We cannot be intimidated in the exercise of our voting right. This is our state, the cradle of Yoruba land. By God's grace and the people's support, continuity shall prevail. We reject violence and we declare our readiness to protect and defend our rights and our people. Go out and mobilize. Accord will be on the ballot. We will vote and our vote will count.
Also, speaking with Agidigbo FM News, the national chairman of Accord, Barrister Maxwell Ngbudem, stated that Governor Adeleke will be the party's candidate in the 2026 gubernatorial election of the state.
The people of Osun, I thank all of you for what is happening today. Today is not just the commencement of the campaign, but the confirmation of the good work of His Excellency, Senator Ademola Adeleke. And what do we say? Carry on!
Speakers at the event commended Governor Adeleke's administration and encouraged residents to remain committed to the democratic process. The speakers further urged citizens to participate actively in future elections, expressing confidence that the dividends of democracy would be enjoyed by all as preparations begin for the polls. Abiodun Oloyede, Agidigbo FM News.
Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Cleanza Studio at Agidigbo FM. United Kingdom I am Olushola Damilola. Keir Starmer has vowed to choke off Russian revenue with further sanctions and to provide hundreds of millions of pounds worth of energy support for Ukraine as he met world leaders in France for the G7 meeting. The British Prime Minister sought to put himself on the front foot on the international stage at the meeting of the Group of Seven, which kicked off yesterday. After a series of devastating Russian attacks on Ukrainian power infrastructure, Starmer has pledged £210 million for Ukraine's nuclear plant for the next 2 years, which he said will power Ukraine through the winter ahead. The agreement, which follows a 2-year deal to supply nuclear fuel to Ukraine, will support United Kingdom jobs and exports. The G7, which brings together the leaders of Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the US, with the leaders from other nations, will also focus on the nascent peace deal between the US and Iran and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. The Court of Appeal has ruled that the Home Secretary's decision to ban Palestine action was unlawful in one of the most significant rulings on national security in recent years. A 5-strong panel, including the 2 most senior judges in England and Wales, overturned February decision of the High Court. The judge concluded in a hearing yesterday that the ban had been justified and proportionate. In a statement, the group co-founder, Uda Hamori, said she intended to appeal the ruling to the UK Supreme Court, although it is not clear at this stage whether it will consider the case. And that ends the news from Huliamza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya. World leaders have gathered at the G7 summit in Evian-les-Bains, France, where discussions about U.S. President Donald Trump's agreement with Iran have been frank, according to sources. Trump is due to speak with the leaders of 3 Arab states, as well as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump vowed to publicly release the text of the agreement in a couple of days and even floated reciting the document in front of cameras. He also said he will send it to Congress for review. Trump earlier claimed the next phase of talks meant to resolve turning issues around Iran's nuclear program would be easier. Trump also criticized Benjamin Netanyahu, saying the Israeli Prime Minister needs to be more responsible with respect to Lebanon. Israel and Hezbollah continued fighting yesterday, and Netanyahu has made it clear he does not intend to withdraw from southern Lebanon, Gaza, or Syria. U.S. President also encouraged Russia to make a good deal with Ukraine, adding that he would do whatever he could to end the war after a very good meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky and group of 7 leaders. Democratic Republic of Congo Senate has adopted a bill to change the constitution, which could open the door to a 3rd term in office for President Felix Tshisekedi, days after a protest against the bill turned violent in the capital, Kinshasa. The bill paves the way for a referendum on the new constitution that would allow Tshisekedi, who is currently serving a 2nd and final term, to serve a 3rd term as if it were his first. 89 senators took part in the vote on Monday and all voted in favor of adopting the bill. 20 senators did not participate. The bill must still be signed into law by President Tshisekedi. And that is the news from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya.
And now the exciting world of sports. American superstars Serena Williams and Venus Williams returned to Wimbledon action together after they were handed a wildcard to compete in the women's doubles. Neither of the sisters is included on the list of singles wildcards, although there is one remaining spot still to be given. Serena, 44, made her comeback at the Queens last week, 4 years after playing what many expected to be the final match of her career at the 2022 US Open. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion, whose tally in that count includes 7 Wimbledon titles, is playing doubles in Berlin this week with Karolina Muchova and will continue her comeback on the Grand Slam stage alongside Venus at the All England Club. 5-time Wimbledon singles champion Venus, 45, has lost all 7 of her single matches this season, but she won a doubles match alongside Britain's Katie Butler at the Madrid Open in April. This marks Serena's return to the Grand Slam stage at age 44, following a near 4-year break from the sport, while the All England Club with Venus Williams will be her first at Wimbledon since 2022. Wimbledon begins on Monday, 29 June 2026. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. Dermatologists stress the daily cleaning of prone areas to prevent infection. Makinde vows to safely rescue abducted Oyo students, teachers. Party Accord in Osun State launches re-election campaign for Governor Adeleke. Starmer vows new sanctions on Russia and nuclear energy support for Ukraine. Congo Senate adopts a bill that could lead to new term for president. Williams sisters receive Wimbledon doubles wildcard.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo88.7fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Today's accomplishment were yesterday's impossibilities. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan, the most listened to radio station. I am Wuraola Yusuf. Thank you for listening. Good evening.